Put that down, the clerk barked. Malik froze. All he'd done was touch the watch his uncle once wore. 17 seconds. That's all it took for them to call security. But Malik hadn't come here to steal. He came here to remember. Malik had been staring at the Omega watch in the Buckhead Mall display for over 3 minutes. He just stood there, like the world might hand him something if he waited long enough. His hoodie was faded, his shoes were scuffed, his backpack was falling apart. He looked like what he was, a smart kid from the South Side on the wrong side of opportunity. But none of that mattered today. Today, he had a reason. That watch, that exact model, was the same one his Uncle Ray wore before he got sick. Ray was the first man to ever tell Malik he was smart, told him one day he'd design rockets or break the code the world's hiding. That watch was the last thing Ray gave away before he died, and Malik had promised himself, one day I'll buy one just like it. He hadn't planned to go inside, but something about today felt different. Maybe it was the way the sun hit the glass. Maybe it was just time. Malik stepped into the store. The sales associate was white, maybe early 30s. His name tag read Clinton. He glanced at Malik, then at the manager, then back. "Can I help you?" The voice was already halfway to suspicious. Malik nodded, respectful. "Yeah, just looking. That Omega Seamaster in the window, that's nice. My uncle had one like that." Clinton paused, eyes flicking to Malik's backpack. "Those are high-end pieces. They started around $2,400. "I'm aware," Malik said calmly. "Can I hold it?" Another pause. Clinton forced a smile, reached into the case. "Of course, just careful, okay?" Malik nodded, took the watch gently. He didn't even try it on, just held it, turned it once, let the memories wash over him. Then, the store alarm chirped. 2 mall security guards appeared at the door. One was already speaking to a shoulder mic. The other locked eyes with Malik and started moving. "You need to put that down," Clinton snapped, backing away. "Now!" "I didn't do anything," Malik said, watch still in hand. "You were seen concealing merchandise," the taller guard said, gripping his belt like it made him king. "What?" Malik turned. "That's not true. Bag on the ground, hands behind your back." "I didn't take—" The second guard grabbed Malik's wrist, yanked it behind him. The watch hit the tile floor. And just like that, Malik was on his knees, in cuffs, under the weight of assumptions. People turned on their phone cameras. Nobody knew the truth. Not yet, but it was about to spread. By 5 p.m., Malik's name was everywhere and nowhere. The video had no context, just grainy footage of a black teenager in a hoodie being shoved face first into a glass counter while a watch clattered to the floor. The caption read, "Caught stealing at Omega? SMH. Hashtag Buckhead Mall." But the comments told a different story. "He didn't even run. Why cuff him so fast if they weren't sure? Y'all gonna ruin a whole life over a hunch?" By midnight, it had over 300,000 views, and by morning, it hit Ava Templeton's desk. She watched it twice, then a third time. Then she whispered one word, "Malik?" She knew that face. Ava ran a nonprofit called Future Code, a mentorship program for gifted black teens in underfunded schools. Malik had interned there last summer. Quiet, sharp, barely said a word unless it was about quantum mechanics or AI ethics. But he never missed a day, never once got out of line. Now they had him pinned like some statistic. Not on her watch. The next morning, Malik sat alone in a holding cell. No charges filed yet, no call allowed, backpack still somewhere in the store's back office. He was trying to stay calm, but that calm was starting to crack. That's when the precinct door buzzed open, and Ava Templeton walked in wearing heels that echoed like thunder. She didn't wait to be introduced. "I'm Malik Freeman's attorney," she said flatly. The desk sergeant blinked. "Public defense come through processing," she said. "I'm not public defense." She slid a crisp business card across the counter. "I'm private counsel, pro bono." She turned to the hallway. "Take me to my client, now." In the holding room, Malik looked up, stunned. "Miss Templeton?" Ava sat across from him, calm but direct. "I saw the video. I came to get you out. But this isn't just about you anymore, Malik. It's about what they tried to do to all of us through you." Malik shook his head. "They said I tried to steal. Said I had it in my bag." "Did they search your bag?" "No. Didn't even ask." Ava leaned back, her mind already racing. "Did they read you your rights?" He frowned. "No." She smiled, tight, controlled, the kind of smile that meant someone else was about to have a very bad day. "We're suing," she said. "But first, I'm filing an injunction." "For what?" "To pull the real footage, not the video some teenager shot. The malls, the stores, and the nail salon next door. Trust me, every angle tells the truth if you know where to look." And Ava knew exactly where to look. By the time they walked out of the precinct, cameras were already waiting. Ava raised her hand, shielding Malik's face. "Not today," she said to the reporters. "This isn't about press. It's about justice." But inside, oh, she was ready to burn that store down. Legally. And when the footage came out, they'd wish it had just been about a watch. The courtroom was packed, not because anyone knew Malik Freeman, but because they knew what his face had come to represent. A black teen in cuffs for touching a watch. Another name, another hashtag. But today, Malik wasn't sitting alone. He was flanked by Ava Templeton, and her reputation walked in before she did. Former federal prosecutor turned civil rights shark. She didn't do weak cases, she did war. Across the aisle, the store's attorney looked confident. Too confident. Armani suit, smirk ready, and a folder of incident reports they thought would sink Malik. But they were playing the wrong game. The judge looked over his glasses. "Defense may proceed." Ava rose, smooth and slow. Her heels echoed once, twice. She didn't start with drama. She started with the truth. "Your Honor, we're not here to argue theft, because there was no theft. We're here to expose a rush to judgment, driven by prejudice, wrapped in policy." She turned to the gallery, then hit play on the courtroom screen. It was footage from the nail salon across from the watch store. No sound, just clear, clean visuals. Malik walks in, calm, casual, hands in view. The sales associate watches him like a hawk from the moment he enters. The watch is handed to Malik at timestamp 4:12 p.m. Security is called at 4:12:17. 17 seconds later, Ava paused the video. He hadn't even finished admiring the piece, but they already decided he was a thief. Murmurs rippled through the courtroom. The prosecutor objected, but the judge let it play. Next came footage from the watch store itself, reluctantly turned over after Ava filed an emergency order. This time, you see the sales associate whisper to his manager the second Malik walks in. The manager nods, picks up the phone, dials mall security. Ava turned, voice tight. They profiled him the moment he stepped through that door. The prosecutor stood. "Objection! Conjecture!" Ava didn't flinch. The footage isn't conjecture. The timeline speaks for itself. But she wasn't done. She pulled out a printed document. "Your Honor, I'd like to submit a disciplinary record obtained from prior litigation involving the same store manager for a nearly identical profiling incident 2 years ago. Case was settled quietly." The judge leaned forward. "Is this substantiated?" Ava nodded. "Yes, Your Honor." Signed affidavits, sealed payout. The courtroom fell silent. Even the clerk looked up. Then came the moment no one saw coming. Ava approached the witness stand. The store's head of security was there, a big man named Patrick with a deep voice and a shallow conscience. "You testified that Mr. Freeman concealed the watch, correct?" "Yes." Ava clicked her remote. The screen split. Side by side, footage from 3 angles. Malik's hands were never out of sight. She stepped closer. "Show me in this footage where that happened." Patrick blinked. I was told he had." "By whom?" "A beat. I think Clinton told me." "The sales associate?" "Yes." "Not your own observation?" No." Ava stepped back, voice rising.
"So let's be clear. A teenager walks into a store, touches a watch he was invited to see, and 17 seconds later, he's treated like a felon, based on 0 theft, 0 concealment, and 0 evidence." She turned to the jury. "If Malik Freeman were white, would we even be here?" Silence. The prosecutor looked like he wanted to disappear. The judge cleared his throat. "I'll be issuing a written ruling shortly, but let me say this. I see no grounds for detainment, nor any basis for continued investigation." He turned to Malik. "You're free to go, young man, and on behalf of this courtroom, I apologize." Gasps. Applause. But Malik? He just looked at Ava and whispered, "You said they'd wish it was just about a watch." She smiled. Finally. Oh, they haven't even started wishing yet. The fallout hit faster than anyone expected. By Friday morning, the Omega store was closed for renovations, but everyone knew it wasn't construction, it was consequence. Within 72 hours, the entire mall's management issued a public apology. Too late. The damage was done. Protesters filled the parking lot. Customers boycotted. National brands began quietly pulling their inventory. The store's regional VP tried to control the spin on a local news segment, called the incident an unfortunate misunderstanding. That clip got ratioed online so hard, even the anchor looked uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Ava filed a civil lawsuit, not just against the store, but against the mall's private security firm and the corporate owners. Malik v. Sterling Group Holdings was now a headline case. But the victory wasn't just legal, it was personal. The next morning, Malik sat across from Ava at breakfast. She slid a folder across the table. "What's this?" he asked. "Your new internship." He opened it. Inside was a contract. Templeton & Co. LLP. Starting stipend, $1,200 a month. "You said I wasn't ready for law school," Malik joked. "You're not, but you're ready to make other people nervous." Ava grinned. "And there's a lot more justice that needs handling." Malik smiled, the kind of smile that came from knowing he wasn't powerless anymore. He never got that Omega watch. He got something better, a seat at the table. Moral lesson: never judge someone's worth by how they look, especially in a system built to misjudge them. False assumptions can destroy lives, but truth, courage, and the right support can turn injustice into empowerment.